everyone. Hi. Welcome. So it's been quite a while since I last did a vlog, but hello again. I got quite far behind on the editing, but I am now finally kind of getting up to date. So I thought I'd give it another go. The other thing is that this is my last week in Belfast. I thought I would do some kind of wrap up kind of thing, slash talking about stuff that I've been doing since the last vlog, which was like maybe 2 months ago. I don't really know how to do this whole vlog thing, so I'm just going to get straight into it and talk about things that I wanted to talk about. Have a little list. The first thing is the reason that there was a massive gap in my editing of vlogs, right? One of my subjects here was documentary film practice, where I had to make a documentary. So suddenly I had to do that, and the vlogs kind of got pushed to the side whilst I was working on this project. And I just want to tell you... I just want to tell you a little bit about that. I found it really hard to kind of come up with an idea that I was happy with for my documentary. I didn't know anyone here, so I couldn't, like, you know, interview someone that I found interesting, that I knew, and I wasn't, like, sure about... I think I just fell in love with a porn star. The avenues to going to find people, and it took me a while before I came up with something that I was happy with. But I did, in the end. My documentary ended up being about trust. The big question that it asked was, why don't we trust each other as much as we did, say, 30, 40 years ago? What do we fear in strangers and in our fellow man? But the more kind of concrete explanation of what my documentary was, it was about hitchhiking. And what I did was I took my camera out and I hitchhiked around Ireland and interviewed the people that I met along the way. It was a really interesting experience. I actually did the bulk of the filming whilst Roberta was here. So as we travelled to the different places in Ireland, Berta would catch the bus down and I would hitchhike down and meet her there, usually a few hours later. So I met some interesting characters on the road, but I totally struck gold when I was picked up by this guy who referred to himself as a professional hitchhiker picker-upper because he used to pick up everyone and anyone that would be hitching on the road. He did it so much that he had a visitor's book in his car, which he would get people to sign when he gave them a lift. Which was amazing because he had so many stories, and he also was very articulate and kind of said a lot of the things that I wanted the film to say, which was helpful. Most of the people's reaction to seeing me on the side of the road with my thumb out was very surprised, because they don't see many hitchhikers out on the road anymore, but super willing to pick me up and to just talk with me, and then I got my camera out and they did a little interview for me. I was happy with how it turned out in the end. I don't have it on a public link yet, but if you want to see it, just shoot me a message in the comments or on Facebook or whatever, and I can send you a private link, and you can have a look at it. I'm just going to check if it's recording. It is! And then kind of uni finished. I passed all my courses, hooray! So I've been doing a few other things for the last 2 months now. The first thing is that I got a job. I'm working at a nightclub in the city, which is really interesting. My shifts start kind of like anywhere from 10 PM to like starting at midnight, and then I don't usually get home until like 6 in the morning. So I've kind of turned nocturnal. Well, I've always kind of been nocturnal, but I have an excuse to be nocturnal now. But really most of the time is just kind of spent trying to figure out if I'm tired or not. So there's times when I've like gone out and then gone, wait a minute, no, too tired. Or even worse, I've been in bed and I'm just wide awake and I'm just really confused. And then like when I'm not working the night before, I can get up at like 5 in the morning and be really wide awake, or like sleep until 7 PM. But today I'm up nice and at a reasonable time. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for a few hours already. So that's work, I think. Have fun editing, Jake. Another cool thing that I did, I was in a music video just as an extra. It was a really interesting shoot. It was like from this London production company for this London band called Eliza and the Bear, and I'll put their link in the description below because I really like their music and it's pretty cool. The music video is not out yet, but it might be by the time I edit this, who knows. Basically, I was a creature in this hedge maze. My character was a cloud man. I was in like sports clothes, like a sports jacket and short white shorts, grey tights and like sports shoes and socks. And then I had this massive cloud piece on my head, which was like a helmet with expanding foam and all these cotton buds and spray paint and all that kind of stuff. Which was awesome. And I had a badminton racket as well. I was in 2 shots altogether. So the shoot was really interesting. I kind of got there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I had a costume test and that was all sweet, and then my first shot was maybe at like 5:30 in the evening. My second shot wasn't until 4 o'clock the next morning. And I was on standby for that whole time, so I was just sitting there with the other actors and getting eaten alive by bugs, and it was very cold, but so it started out as a really amazing and like what experience, and then it kind of dragged on. But anyway, it was so much fun. And my second shot, I was standing there with my cloud on, I couldn't see anything, and I had to hit shuttlecocks just into the hedge, just like this, just randomly, just like what? But I couldn't see anything, so like the first time I completely missed, which was awkward, and then I think I connected well the next times, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out, if I look like an idiot or not. But they'll probably like cut all my stuff, I reckon. No, hopefully not. Another thing that I've been doing is Circus School, which has been amazing. So every Wednesday night I go to the Belfast Community Circus School and learn a different kind of skill each week. I'm learning to juggle, and I just bought some juggling balls, so I'm going to show you and we'll see how it goes. Okay, it's probably going to go terribly. Here we go. Oh, there we go, look at that. Oh. Maybe I'll put some cool music over this and it'll look like I'm at the circus. What? Well, see, they keep doing that. They always keep hitting each other, which is quite annoying. But, oh my gosh, this is probably the longest I've ever done it. What? Here you go. Hey, oh, okay. Anyway, that's that. But they keep hitting each other. But yes, so that's something that I've been doing. I don't really know how to do this vlogging thing. Like, do I talk more? I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of getting to the end of my list. I want to talk a bit about Belfast, because I am leaving it now. The kind of standard reaction I get when I tell people I'm from Australia is, why did you come to Belfast? And I guess the short answer is for the university. I knew I wanted to come to the UK, and I looked at all the universities that Macquarie partners with, and their film courses and their film subjects. But I always knew that wherever I would go, I would enjoy, and I would have experiences here that I wouldn't have had anywhere else, and all that kind of stuff, which is totally true. I mean, I got to be in a play, I met so many great people in my course, I got to work here, I found a place, I did all these cool things. But Belfast is an interesting city because it has quite a recent violent history, and you can still kind of feel that in the streets. A kind of air of conflict that's only recently disappeared. They are totally coming out of it, and there's so many community initiatives that I've seen, and festivals and events. There's a sense of building community, which I really like. I mean, the weather is, you know, not as great as Sydney. It is cloudy at the moment, and it was very cold when I first got here, but it's gotten a bit warmer now, so that's nice. But I also want to tell you some of my favourite Belfast slang. So the first is an Irish thing, which is the word crack. In a sentence, what's the crack? How's the crack? That was very... Basically, crack is the Irish word for fun, so it's like, if you're having a good crack, then you're having a good time. Another favourite is scunded, which is actually, has 2 meanings. One is like you're embarrassed, so like, oh, I'm so scunded. Or the other is like annoyed, like, oh, so scunded. you, I don't know. Another one that I really like is we, but that's used a lot, so for small, like take a wee bus trip up the road, or would you like some wee soup? Which when I first got here made me laugh a lot, and still does a little bit, but I've actually started saying it a bit, which is fun. The other is I, like, oh I, did you hear about Jenny? Who's Jenny? I don't know. I like dead on, that's dead on, or that's grand. Oh no! Oops. So I had a little tripod set up here, which is a whole bunch of oh no. I can't be bothered to set it back up again, so I might just hold the camera now for the end. Whoops. Oh, well, I guess that's a good way to end that. I don't know. That was fun, just talking to the camera about a few things. Let me know if you liked that, you know, comment, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. But basically, what's next? I'm packing up all my stuff at the moment, and then I'm catching a 5-day bus trip to Rome. So I will be catching a bus to London, staying a night there, and then I will be catching a bus to Paris, and I have 3 hours in Paris, and then I catch a bus to Milan, and I have a day there, and then I catch a bus to Rome. And this was the cheapest way to get there, and you know, one of the buses is 24 hours long, so that's going to be exciting. And then in Italy, I'm meeting up with my family, so I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, I want to show you my wall before I tear all this stuff down. It's like a collage of little things that I've picked up along the way. Some movie posters from the QFT. That one's from the Belfast Film Festival. That's some plays that I saw. Films and different things. There's the Book of Mormon and the Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. Tickets and letters from home and pictures from home. But I'm going to have to take that down probably today or tomorrow, which is going to be fun because there's lots of blue tack. Hopefully I'll be able to clean the wall so I get my deposit back. Anyway, that's me for now. I hope you like this little catch up. And please tell me what you guys have been doing back home, because I do miss you all so much. And yes, I guess this is it. So until we vlog again.